Tech fans, welcome to Up with the White and Gold. I'm Jeremy York. He's GaTechJon Watts. We are here to preview the upcoming bowl game for our Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets and maybe talk a little shenanigans in between. As always, I like to start the show by saying, how are you, bud?
Well, as usually we start the show, talking about our comment a little bit on high school football. So, we'll give a shout out to, local schools, Bowden, taking the third championship in a row. One of my co-hosts gets distracted by what's going on in the background.
It's like
And,
a miniature moth or something that is just doing this over. I thought it was a light reflecting, and instead the thing's just spinning over here.
unfortunately, our school did come up short on Wednesday. So, it was good. It's a good little adventure. I kind of like the fact, my kid gets the big game out under his belt in his freshman year. And he's still got 3 more years to do some different things, but to be able to walk on a field like that's different than anything that we're used to.
Oh yeah,
Uh, you and I got to march in the Georgia Dome, and it's even different than that. I
very
did get to
different.
got to walk on the field, setting up stuff for the band, and so even I got to walk on it and watching a little bit from seeing the tunnels and seeing the inside workings of a stadium like that. It was definitely cool. Um, so it was good in that right, but it's tough going out there, especially seeing the seniors who this is the second one in 3 years that they've been to, and Carolina unfortunately is 0-2. Um, but no,
Well,
otherwise we're good. But that happens.
but you got to see the other side of it too. Is that you've been to two finals in the last 3 years? It kind of sounds like the Buffalo Bills trying to make themselves feel better for making four straight Super Bowls and not winning one. But how many other teams in the state are not even winning two games a year, and yet Carrollton every year is always in the championship discussion. So I think it's a shout out to that program and that school. Shout out to Coach Finley down at Bowden. I actually know him a little bit. Like you said, a three-peat, and he's basically doing it with three completely different teams. There's not that many carryovers between team to team to team. I know I got to cover them a couple years ago, and and I know a little bit about Carrollton, not just through you guys, but through some other stuff. And it's just two really, really classy schools, really, really good programs. There's a ton of them out here in West Georgia. Those two just happen to be the top two right now.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, it's something to continue to work on. About could I know again continue working. They could get four in a row, and then I know Carrollton always continues to work. I don't know. I've seen them go pretty far in the playoffs for. This is the fifth year in a row that I've been helping out with the band with some of my oldest of her 4 years, and now the middle one doing his 4 years, and I might get four more a couple of years after that. So we'll see
I'm
how
gonna take the under on the little one. I'm gonna take the under. I don't
I'm at as well.
unless
Um,
unless she finds a way to play linebacker or something. I'm gonna take the under on you getting four more after that.
that's where my head was at. Has been that for a little while. I just don't see her able to do it. Certain middle school band director said that he's going to turn her around and she'll be in band. So we'll see how that goes.
She might be the
Uh,
director. That's she might be the director is what it might end up being.
well, I still got 2 more years before they even start looking in bands in the Carrollton system. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah. But yeah, otherwise, we're doing pretty good here. Coming up on Christmas and getting ready for next week.
Absolutely. And I don't know, this may work out to where we can watch this game at the same time. We'll try to figure that out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Getting all choked up about it. Um,
Gazoo.
so Georgia Tech is going to play against Vanderbilt in a very unique bowl game. They are playing in the Birmingham Bowl. I guess that's over in jolly old England or something like that, right?
I mean, you would think so, but we're in America, so they like to say things their own way, and even people in my household hate it when I pronounce things correctly as well. This is, well, as we call it, Birmingham, the Birmingham Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama. A couple of hours ride from us, good I-20, a couple hours out
Yeah,
that way.
yeah, a little ride, not too far.
No, not too bad. It's not a bad ride either. I mean, you hit I-20 out there and you ride at in the city of Birmingham, and Protective Stadium where this will be played is right in
Yep.
downtown, so right off the interstate. So it's not too bad of a drive.
And you get the 3:30 kickoff. I think that's a great time to play this game because I feel like it's going to be a little chilly out there for that. So you definitely want to play when the sun is going to be up for about half of the game. I think that's going to play into Georgia Tech's favor a little bit. But what stands out to you about this game?
I'm not a few things we have to look at. We understand, they're both teams are without a few starters due to the transfer portal, um, including Eric Singleton Jr. Did hit the portal, so we'll be without
Good for
him.
him. Good for him.
But yeah, I mean, like we said before, if players do what they need to do to make sure they succeed. He's gone. Former Carrollton Trojan Caleb Odom, who was at Alabama, has now transferred out. So he's found him a new home. And it's fine. We're used to it. Things happen. Mentioned before when we had Jameer Gibbs. He transferred out in the portal, went to Alabama, had a great career, and he's doing well in the NFL. So I mean, we understand it, and it'll be fine.
That is
But
going to help Singleton Jr. play on Sundays. It's nothing personal to Georgia Tech, but he's going to Georgia for people who don't know. That's pretty much a done deal, I believe, and I think it's going to work out well. For one, it's just up the road, so friends and family can still come see him, and he's going to go into a system that is going to be, if whether it's Bobo's system or not, it's going to be pretty friendly to the Eric Singleton Juniors of the world.
yeah, definitely. We do a bit more running than we do, long, passes like that. Where Georgia does do a lot of, they do like a little bit more, opening up a little bit more and do some of those kind of pass stuff that will benefit him more. So yeah, no harm, no foul there. We understand it. Everyone should understand it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
with it sucks, but we'll definitely for each player. He's had his time here, and we wish the best for everyone. So that's fine. We can deal with that. Like I said, we'll do our running game and everything else, and continue to do what we need to do. And we still have Haynes King. We still have most of the roster. That will be fine. Um,
Well, with
so
the easy question is with Singleton not playing in the ball game. I believe he said that he's already in the portal. I think he might have already signed. And
yep.
I don't have anything bad to say about that. That's fine. I totally understand. No reason to try to get hurt when you're about to transfer. With Singleton out of the way, who steps into that role for them? I think there's an obvious choice, and I think there's kind of a sleeper too.
I mean, we've seen in the past where we've had different people who are able to make those kind of step in that role. Um, so I mean, it depends on what kind of game we want to run. I think, but so we have.
Because if you look at the numbers, Malik Rutherford is only about 80 yards total under, and actually three more catches than Singleton. Those were the top two by far, and then there's a little bit of a drop off. But this system is very centric on hitting the A and the B all the time, and not hitting a lot of the other ones. But Rutherford may step up into the one role, but I would actually leave Rutherford where he is, and I would move either Boyd or Lane. I think Lane would be the better choice into Singleton's position and role, and I think Lane can actually take over and play like Singleton did, and they won't miss a beat. They won't have to redo the playbook.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. I mean, Rutherford has done pretty well, in his career. So I definitely agree with that. And having that 1-2 kind of combo and be able to spread it out when we need to. So we have to do, like I said, we have to like to do the running game, but the little run to set up the pass. So I think both of those will definitely do pretty well. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
That's probably what's going to happen. I think Lane's going to be the one to step up. But like you said, almost everybody else is here. Um, you did lose your backup quarterback. We talked about that last time. I think he's already transferred out. Good for him. He just wasn't going to fit the scheme, and it was clear that he was going to go from 2 to 3 because Philo is going to basically take over the backup role.
Yeah, Philo definitely showed that he's successful. Again, we wish the best for Pyron. He did find a home up in Minnesota, so he will be a Golden Gopher.
Don't you know?
Golden. So yeah, definitely. I think we definitely have Haynes and we have Philo there. Definitely when we need him, and definitely see him doing good things and using him where we need to. And once Haynes goes, then we'll have a little bit with Philo to be able to go forward.
And more importantly, you have all those defenders there. A team that combined for 17 sacks among like 8 or 9 players. I think this defense is going to really get at them.
Yeah, I agree there. Using Clayton Powell Lee, Kyle Effort, dude, it was kind of like trying to look like Goldberg coming out there with a big.
And what is it, Yonduin? Did I say his name right?
Yeah, yeah, still Jalen John. I mean, definitely doing things there. We definitely have good things there. Be able to come after them, and it'll definitely be if we can get to the quarterback and move that line. Should definitely have some success.
Yeah, and I know they're going to really try to dial up some stuff against Vanderbilt because I think that's the team they can kind of go after, and they're gonna really try to push them around a little bit because I think this offensive and defensive line is where a lot of the battle is going to happen, just like it was with UGA. And if they play against Vanderbilt like they did against UGA, they might win by 10 or 15 points.
Yeah. We'll just when we're on defense, we have to kind of watch out for the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Can kind of make plays when we're trying to get to him. He's able to make some good plays, so we have to definitely watch that. Make sure we're covering. But yeah, definitely we can controlling that line. I think on both sides of the ball will definitely be a big thing on this one.
Yeah, Diego Pavia or Pavia. We'll go Pavia.
Yeah,
He not only was their quarterback, he was their leading rusher with 176 carries for 716 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. Now, Haynes King's had some good running numbers too, but Pavia is not afraid to just cut it loose. And that, like you said, they may win the line of scrimmage, but you can't let that guy go blazing past you.
yeah, and that's definitely a problem we're seeing for a lot of teams, including ours. So when we're focused on trying to get to him, and their his holes kind of open up, and he can easily break out for a good run. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely watch out for that and kind of protect.
And if I remember, of the almost 2,200 yards that, no, 2,100 yards that Pavia has, 25%, almost 30% of it went to Stowers, the tight end. So you're going to have to do something about him. And then it was kind of Sherrill had 400 and Skinner Jr. We'll have to ask Jake about that one. Had 360 in catch yards, and it just kind of it stair steps down after that. So they do spread it out a little bit, but boy, he loves finding that tight end right in the middle.
Yeah, definitely kind of seeing some of that. Being able to throw over to the flats, and just making those plays. We're focusing on the wide receivers, the running backs, and
Hmm.
we're able to break them out. You see a lot of teams like to do that. I mean, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They're able to throw out the Gray or throw out the Kelsey, and kind of similar to that. And so
Yeah.
it definitely makes sure we watch out for that.
Yeah. And looking at their defense, it's similar numbers to Georgia Tech. I think they ended up with about 21 or 22 sacks overall. They've got Sindor and Rinaldi who ended up with four, 3.5 for four to net. Capers had three, and then just kind of tapers from there as well. So they've got some big uglies that'll get after them too. I feel good about the offensive line for Tech though.
Yeah, I think definitely there have been a few games that we've played where we struggle a little bit there, but those are teams like Georgia and those bigger teams who are known to have a strong defensive line. So we've done pretty well holding off defenses when it comes to that. We had very minimal sacks allowed throughout the year,
Hmm.
so um, should be another one we can definitely hold off.
I did not look into their special teams. They had almost all their extra points. He only missed three field goals all year. You hit a lot of short ones. Missed one from 30 to 39. That's kind of interesting. Missed one from 40 to 49. Missed a. He went 5 for 6 from 50 out. So his longest being a 57. So this Taylor kid for them can kick. Brock Taylor,
Yeah,
sophomore. So yeah, he's going to keep kicking for them at least for another year unless he transfers out. But
yeah.
I mean, all in all, these teams are a lot more even than you think. They both have basically dual threat quarterbacks. They both have good running games. They have a couple main focuses in the pass game. Their defenses will get after you, but they're not big on sacks. They're more about pushing you into making decisions before you want to make them, and they can rely on their kickers. Because obviously Burr is about as reliable as the post office, maybe more reliable than the post office with his kicks. So I mean, it's going to be a fun matchup because these two teams look a lot alike.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. I think it'll be fairly close. Both kind of, like I say, look alike, so kind of understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
We've been last show. This is we've had a long history against each other. I know it's been a little bit, but well, we do play similar. We have similar outcomes. So yeah, I definitely think it'll be a close one.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at the last 5 games. For Tech, they are 2-3 in the last 5 games. Got just ran over by Notre Dame, ran over by Virginia Tech. That was a weird game. They beat
Yeah,
Miami, they beat NC State, and then dang near beat Georgia. um, for Vanderbilt, um, they narrowly lost by a field goal. Texas. They beat Auburn by 10. Lost to South Carolina big. Lost by a touchdown to LSU and lost by 2 touchdowns to Tennessee. So Tech might have a slight advantage in all that.
yeah. I definitely think coming off that strong performance against Georgia. Definitely, I think kind of get that motivation that okay, we were able to take them that far and almost beat them. It was something we haven't done in a long time.
Yeah.
So I think that rolling off that, we should be. I think we'll have gives us a slight advantage, which I think seeing that 1.5 point favorite kind of shows that.
Is that what it is? I was trying to look for it.
What I'm seeing, like Vegas has is a 1.5. I've seen some other ones around like 2.5, but
Yeah, ESPN saying 2.5.
yeah,
So a field goal. And what was the other thing? Oh, tickets as low as $64. Not bad. Don't know
Yeah,
where that's at in that stadium though.
not sure either. I mean, it's a typical looking stadium, your typical football stadium. It's not a big one, but it could be really anywhere. And seats, from what I saw, shouldn't. I mean, nowhere you sit should be. Pretty good to sit if you're there. Anyone decides to go to the game, should have pretty good
Was
seats.
it? Is this the home of UAB?
It is.
Okay, so it's probably Sunbelt size stadium. You can't take into account the Marshalls and the Georgia States in that, but your typical it's probably as big as Troy.
Yep. Yeah.
Troy's pretty big
UAB.
too.
Yeah, UAB. The Birmingham Stallions.
Hmm.
The Birmingham FC plays there.
Didn't they
Um,
win? Wasn't it Birmingham won this year?
I hadn't
The
checked it.
XFL, USFL, the whatever
Yeah,
spring football league.
yeah. I think it's USFL down. The XFL and the whatever merged.
The XFL and the UFL merged, or the
Yeah,
USFL, and now they're the UFL. Something like that.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Oh. But
but
I feel like Birmingham won, or they were in the finals or something. But anyway,
yeah.
what does this game look like?
Like I said, I find it to be pretty close. I think it'll be a lot of, you know, not a lot of high power. Anything. There'll be a lot of like very small ball, very small little chunks to work the other teams down the field. Um, I think again, and it won't be too. This is not high power. I don't find it to be a high scoring either.
Yeah.
They're kind of a bit. So what maybe 24-20 Georgia Tech.
Okay. So you got to beat the spread. Um. Yeah, I can see that. 24-20 is pretty good, but just for the sake of standing out, um, let's go. Man, that's really a good score. Um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 24-21. Actually,
Uh, well, I wonder.
no, because I do think there's gonna be field goals in this. So
Yeah.
27-23 Tech.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. 27-23. There's gonna be
Okay.
some field goals kicked in this.
So they both say 4 point difference. You think a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna score just an extra kick apiece.
Yeah.
But is there anything that stuck out in this bowl season so far, or is there one coming up you're looking forward to? Because at least as far as the playoff, it looks like the big teams are beating the small teams, and just all it did was give a bye week to the top four because the teams that we thought were going to win are winning.
Yeah. I hate it, but kind of across the board. Uh, because you can't really count Notre Dame since they're not ACC in football. ACC does not have a win. Um,
Wait, I was just looking at that. They don't.
because Clemson lost to Texas, SMU lost to Penn State, Cal lost to UNLV. So Notre Dame is really they're not really ACC, so I can't really say anything on them. They did win against Indiana, but like I said, they're not that. So far, we're just not doing well. We gotta have our game on the 27th. We
Mm-hmm.
have Pitt plays on the 26th against Toledo in the afternoon. Syracuse also on the 27th. Um, so, Miami on the 28th. So we kind of have to hope, we see something go down on those 3 days, kind of going through the 26th,
Well,
27th.
let's go through those and see. And I'll just say the matchup, and you tell me if the ACC team is going to win.
Okay.
Uh, Pitt versus Toledo.
I will take Pitt on that one.
We already talked about Tech, Vanderbilt, Syracuse, Washington State.
I think, the way Syracuse is rolling at the end of the season, been able to, take Miami out of the playoffs and all that. I think I think that's another one of our wins.
Plus, shout out to the DirecTV Holiday Bowl because we are a DirecTV house out here, and we love the service. Sort of. It's actually good service to be out here where we're at. It's actually good service.
Yeah, you're in the middle of nowhere.
UConn versus North Carolina.
This should be an interesting matchup here. North Carolina is not North Carolina we've seen in the past. They've been a little off, so that's going to be a close one. I might take UConn on that one.
Yeah, North Carolina's gonna have to play tough. Plus, that is the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, which means that's up in Boston.
Which
They are definitely going to be some livestock out of the barn.
that definitely favored UConn in that kind of weather over there.
Yeah, it's like finding Waldo in the desert. He's right there. He's the only thing in the desert. You're going to stand out up there. Boston College versus Nebraska in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl because we ran out of other words, so we stopped it there.
I just feel like this is going to be another loss for the ACC. I think Nebraska has just a little bit too much, and it's just another one of those that hey, you're bowl eligible, so you're the bowl.
Yeah, even Boston College one more game than Nebraska, but I think Nebraska's a better team. Dylan Raiola did a pretty good job up there under that system. Look out next year for them. They're gonna beat some people.
Yep.
Number 18 Iowa State versus number 13 Miami in the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Okay, Pop-Tart Bowl.
By the way, do we know what kind of Pop-Tart it is? Because there's a couple of them I don't particularly care for. So I mean, if they did like the s'mores or the brown sugar ones, I'd eat the whole thing.
I mean, I guess it depends on how this game goes. It could be a runaway favorite. This is a close matchup, so I mean, you probably got I don't know, we got a cherry versus a raspberry. I don't know, whatever, s'mores and hot fudge sundae.
Actually, that was good too. Yeah.
This will be close. They've got a couple teams that almost got there. It was Miami. Well, really kind of looking on the outside. Could have been in the ACC. You got Iowa State. If my memory serves me correctly, didn't they play Arizona State, or was that Iowa and Arizona State out there?
They played Arizona State. That's the extra game.
Yeah, okay. So you got both teams, one who lost the championship, one who lost a chance to play in the championship. They were going to be reeling after that. So I'll take the boys in Miami. Give ACC another one.
We will agree to disagree there. I think Iowa State's going to smoke them because I think Miami is going to not show up like FSU didn't show up last year.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, Miami's
they're going to feel slighted that they didn't make the conference championship. They're going to feel slighted that they were number 13, which means you're the first one out, even though maybe you had a better case than some of the others. But no, Miami, you aren't a top 12 team this year. You were really good, but if your mind's in the game, you win this game. If they fail to show up like FSU did last year, and I will continue to bring that up, I think Iowa State just barnstorms them.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we'll see.
We've got a few more we got to get through. Oh, we got 7 minutes. We're good. East Carolina versus NC State in the Go Bowling Military Bowl. Because let me tell you, when I'm thinking about bowling or the military, I think of the Wolfpack or the Pirates. Let me tell you.
Right? Like, at least with one of these games, I think it's like Navy or whatever, or the Armed Forces Bowl. You got Armed Forces in it. Like, but no. Yeah, this one, we don't talk too much about. I mean, at least, on our thing, we don't talk too much about East Carolina. I think you covering Georgia State may have talked about them a good bit more. I've
seen them a few times.
I I'd like to see the Pirates in this one. NC State, another one of those ones that they've been kind of off later the year, and
Yeah,
uh, I'm going to take the Pirates in this one.
I think I'm with you on that one. I think just NC State just ran out of gas or didn't have enough gas to be in the race or something like that. But I think it'd be a good game. It's a weird start time at 5:45 on a Saturday, but you got to fit all these in somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I know
We got
11
yeah.
a.m.
Do they?
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. Eastern on Saturday.
Oh wow, bless their hearts. That means they got up at probably 4 to go to that game.
Right?
Um, Tuesday, December 31st, you're going to get Louisville versus Washington in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. And if you win that, then you're great.
I don't know. This is one of the bad days to be having to play because most people are going to be the sore losers going to be watching the Alabama Michigan game at 12, and then you got
Go
a
Blue.
game later in the day at 7:30 with Penn State and Boise State.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville, I know we're one of those teams early on that thought that maybe would have been in contention for ACC, but just kind of fell off a little bit. I think I might go. I'll probably go Huskies here.
Yeah, I could see that. Sorry, I started wandering there. Um, I don't know. Louisville's kind of like Syracuse. Well, I thought they were going to be the dark horse in the ACC this year. They both got close and then didn't quite get there. Last time I checked, Washington's quarterback is in Atlanta, about to start for the first time this week. So I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals can figure this one out.
Yeah.
We move to the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, which is one of the coolest sounding ones. Duke versus Ole Miss.
Yeah.
You think Lane Kiffin can pull this one off?
I think Lane Kiffin, his team will be just mad enough that they were outside of the playoff looking in. I know you and I discussed earlier that maybe they would have been a little better. Well, not no, we didn't agree with that, but people were saying they might have been a better pick in the playoffs than some other
Lane
teams.
Kiffin said that.
Oh yeah, of course he does. Um, I think the Ole Miss will take care of this one and prevail.
I think Jackson Dart MVP.
Yeah.
I really thought he had a shot at the Heisman, and then they started making up positions. And congratulations to that guy. He's going to have to pick one for the NFL.
Yeah. Good luck.
It's not baseball. You can't. Well, I mean, you got Otani, but this kid's not Otani. You
No.
can't. You're not gonna be a two-way player and be a full-time player in the NFL. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, we've seen the era of that, people playing on both sides. We've seen the era of two different sports. I mean, with his current coach playing two different
Yeah,
sports.
but
I said,
it just yeah. And then lastly, Minnesota, the future home of Zach Pyron, is going to take on Virginia Tech in the Duke's Mayo Bowl in one of the worst celebrations for a bowl win I've ever seen in my life. Duke's Mayo I have no problem with. I will put it on a good sandwich. I like it. The fact of somebody dumping it on themselves almost makes my skin crawl. I cannot watch somebody do that. So, regardless, I think Virginia Tech's got a chance in this one. I think if they don't let Minnesota push them around, because Big Ten teams love to push you around with their bigger offensive linemen and defensive linemen, if Virginia Tech cannot get pushed around, I think they can win this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with there. I think both sides are going to try to keep it close. But Virginia Tech plays the way they know they can. I agree with you there that they can take that one.
Yeah, I think so. And that's pretty much all the ACC bowls coming up. So I guess we've reached the end of the show. Seeing what time is left, we've definitely reached the end of the show. So before we get out of here, obviously, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you guys, especially you and your family, but all of our listeners, all of our all of our viewers, all of that. Everybody have a safe, nice holiday. We did this one early because we both will be in transit when we normally would do this. And we'll do some sort of follow up probably in a couple weeks just to kind of say what happened and tie everything up. But any closing remarks?
No, like I said, it's been a good year. So I think definitely an improvement for us, and I mean I look forward to next Friday and get another bowl win. So definitely definitely should be
Yep,
good.
absolutely. Well, for GaTechJon Watt, I am Jeremy the Impact York. This has been another great edition of Up with the White and Gold. Hopefully, we previewed all the fun games so that you guys know which ones to watch. And until next time, we will see you guys down the road. Deuces, gooses, go Jackets.
Go Tech.